So let's just start off right off the back. Could you tell me how did it feel to win the award at Charity Village's inaugural conference and award for best contribution to youth engagement?
Yeah, it felt very surreal and humbling when I found out that I won the individual award for youth engagement. My work with the Good Guides is relatively new to the industry, and we only recently celebrated our 1 year anniversary not too long ago. So to be featured amongst a list of over 500 extraordinary candidates from across the nation was just unbelievable.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, and congratulations again. Can you tell us about your organization and the program and the work that you do that you think made the difference to allow you to win this award?
Yeah, for sure. So the Good Guides itself is a provincially registered nonprofit organization, and it's an organization that I founded with some friends a little over a year ago. And we operate with the mandate of putting youth in charge of how we create change. This came from a dislike as a youth of being spoon fed program after program and seeing the value instead of encouraging, empowering, and educating youth on how to become that change themselves. So we do this work through our Good Guide Ambassador program, in which we recruit and work with youth ranging from the ages of 12 to 22 from across all over the GTA. And what we do is we virtually mentor these youth to create their own local events, initiatives, or projects. And we currently mentor about 30 students per semester from across Toronto who have been simultaneously earning volunteer credits and hours that are applicable to their graduation.
Well, that's fantastic. And could you give me an idea of what specifically you do to support these kinds of programs? Like, what is the specific kind of work that you do with these young people?
Yeah, for sure. So, what we love to do is we love fostering the individuality of each of the youth that we work with. So, just to give you an example, is we had a group of youth from the University of Guelph Humber, and they're very passionate about a local homeless encampment situated around the downtown Toronto area. And they felt that this community really needed some support. So what we did is we just worked with that special group of students to support their dreams, their initiatives, and at that specific time, it was that homeless encampment. So we were able to come up with a bunch of donations and give them some supplies to help them throughout the winter. But that's just one example of various other initiatives we've done to support youth really to create their change, whatever that change may be.
So I guess you're not only giving the youth that you directly work with that experience that's so important for them, whether it's their volunteer hours, etc., but you're also, I guess, making it possible for them to have outreach and impact beyond them and in the communities that they're trying to help.
Yeah, for sure. Because what I found is oftentimes youth are now they're kind of expecting for a program or for some external body to come in and assist them. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to teach, empower, and to inform them that they have the capabilities to make this change themselves. Oftentimes it's connecting them with a resource or putting them in touch with a specific person, or sometimes it may just be hearing out their ideas and not being so quick to kind of hushing them and listening to what they have to say and just emphasizing their individuality.
Well, I just think it sounds like a wonderful program. What are your dreams for growing it?
Yeah, so currently we're able to do our mentoring virtually. Google Meets are awesome, and during COVID especially, it was very handy. But we want to get to a point where we're able to have a centralized location where all of our Good Guide ambassadors could come in, work together, share ideas, and be able to express themselves in a safe space.
So, can you tell me what the impact has been on your organization of winning this award, your co-workers in this project, your team, around things like team morale, or even their own sense of well-being or mental health during this really difficult time?
Yeah, and I really can't start to explain the amazing impact that this award had on our entire organization. Our organization is completely and entirely run by an exceptional group of young adults that are volunteers, and we all do this out of the kindness out of our hearts. And so to be recognized for all of our hard work on this platform is invaluable. Also, in this specific line of work, it is sometimes discouraging to persevere with some of the hardships and difficulties that we face, whether through our personal lives or whether through the hardships of the sector. Um, and still, this accolade helped remind us that we're not alone, and there's a huge army of amazing individuals looking to make a difference across this country. So it just really made the difference. It was night and day after we received this award.
That's wonderful news. And what advice would you give to other nonprofit professionals or other young people who are thinking about creating their own organizations, who may want to emulate your work and achievements that allowed you to achieve this award and do the great work that you're doing in the community?
Yeah, some advice I would definitely give another nonprofit professional is to always remain true and faithful to your values first and foremost, and then the values of the organization in which you represent. And then also specifically when we're dealing with youth, um, instead of trying to spoon feed youth ways in which to keep them engaged in the community, instead try giving them the keys to the kitchen. Work with them and allow them to discover who they are and what they have to contribute to this world.
Well, that's very inspiring words. Do you think these awards are good for the sector? Do you recommend that others consider applying for them in the future? And if so, can you tell us why?
Yeah, I think these awards are what the sector desperately needs. I'm only 22 years old and I've only been doing this for about a year, but I found that this sector is unnecessarily competitive at times. Most times I found myself working at odds and against other organizations when we really should be working together for the betterment of everybody. And these Charity Village Awards really remind us and bring us together that our common goal should be the advancement of Canadians nationwide and the systems in which they work with.
I'm very proud of the work you've done, and I'm so glad that you won this award. And congratulations, and hope to see you apply again in future years.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.